think it's important, especially given all the craziness that is around us with social media, especially, to just take some time and just be quiet and just be still, whether it's 5 minutes, whether it's 20 minutes, maybe it's every day, maybe it's a couple times a day, maybe it's once a week, just to check in with yourself and just say, hey, how am I feeling? Do I feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to do? And just have that moment. And as another practice, every morning when you wake up, you can say, what is my intention for today? And ask yourself on a daily basis, what is it that I want to get out of today? What are my priorities? We all have different priorities, but sometimes it's difficult to achieve all of them in any given one day. And so I would just encourage people to just be thoughtful of if they a lot of times I think fear of missing out is another big thing with us. And as I now think about certain events that I get invited to, I say, well, what is my intention? Is my intention going there because it's really something I'm going to enjoy? Is it something that I think really is going to help me with whatever goal that I have? Or am I going simply because I'm having FOMO? I'm having a fear of missing out. And if it's the latter, then maybe my time is better used in a different way. But if my intention really is because I'm going to enjoy it, or I think I just have a sense that I should be there, then I'll go. Off the top of my head, the first thing that comes to me is now the gift of intention. It's something that I've been gifted, and it's something that I'm learning. And through this project, I believe my superhero power is now the gift of intent. There's been a number of people that have had an impact on me personally, and then especially this project. A few people that would come to mind would be Keith Ferrazzi, the author of Never Eat Alone. So he was one of the first people that came in contact with this project and just became a huge fan and a huge supporter. And he integrates this into, I think, almost all his dinners that he hosts at his house, where he'll go around and ask the dinner guests for word of intent and then have one of his staff make them for his guests. So that would be one. Another person that's had a big impact on me and the project is Mark Victor Hansen. So he's the co-author of Chicken Soup for the Soul. So I heard him speak when I was in college, and I went to this resident advisor conference and was just mesmerized. I was like, wow, I felt so inspired and so energized, and I said, someday I want to do that. And long and behold, was it 20 years later, I actually got the chance to meet and actually sit down with him for an afternoon, and he gave some pretty valuable advice for this project, which is, originally we were sort of putting the emphasis on my intent, and what's your word was sort of a secondary thing. And he said, no, he said, flip that. He said, really lead with what's your word. That's what's engaging to people. That's what's going to grab people. And so we did. So now if you look at all of our branding, what's your word, kind of brought to you by the My Intent Project. I've been trying this 30-day challenge as of a couple weeks ago, which is every morning when I wake up, I try to set a word of intent. I come up with a word of intent just for that day. And also on Facebook, I've got a group of a couple hundred friends that we all do this together. So I'll post, or someone will post, what's your word of the day, and then we'll follow with, everyone kind of chimes in with the word. And just the connection that I get from that, and just the feeling, and having a moment just to think, even if it's only a couple minutes as I'm brushing my teeth, I'm like, what is my purpose today? What are my priorities? And it's been really powerful. Really excited about taking this from the offline world into the digital world. So we're in the midst of building an online platform for people to share their words. So that will be a place, we call it an intention network, where people will go, and maybe they only go once a week or once a month even, but they go and they just have a moment of reflection, and they put out there into the online world an intention. And they can also see other people that have maybe a similar intention. They can connect with their friends and see what their friends are going through. Through this process, both myself as well as other people we've been able to learn things about people close to us as well as strangers, things that don't necessarily come up in the course of normal conversation. And it's been really meaningful.